Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's just finished. West Ham United 4, AEK Larnaca 0. A nice 6-0 victory for the Hammers on aggregate. And we are into the quarter-final of the Europa Conference League. The live draw is tomorrow at 1 o'clock and we will be live on this channel. So make sure you pop back tomorrow afternoon. Join us for watch along as we react to who we get in the quarterfinal tomorrow. And good news for West Ham fans, possibly, in my opinion, it is Lazio are out and Villarreal are also out as well. Two of the favourites of the competition go out this evening, but West Ham safely into the next round. We made it 1-0 after 20 minutes. Gianluca Scamacca, who else? It was always going to be Scamacca with all the talk in the build up to this game regarding the striker and the manager and whatever. I thought he started the game quite brightly, actually. The first 2 minutes, he went running after the ball, after the defender, straight onto the keeper, waving the players with him as he went. I thought, there you go. That's a reaction. That's what we wanted to see. And he got his goal. Not the prettiest goal he's ever going to score. Arguably makes the wrong decision, taking it onto his right foot. The defender then sort of puts in a half-hearted tackle, but Scamacca's just stronger than him, gets the ball back to him. Bit of a scuff shot. Well, he hits it. It's just not the cleanest or hardest strike he'll ever do. The keeper probably should be doing a bit better, but ends up in the back of the net, and so much so that Scamacca doesn't really celebrate it because I think it's more the lack of quality in the goal. But we made it 1-0. Red card for Larnaca just before half-time. But it's a nasty one. It is a red card at the end of the day because his studs have gone down Fornals, the inside of Fornals' leg. I mean, how can you not love Pablo, though? First of all, he gives the yellow card. Referee goes and checks the screen, comes back. Just as he's away to give him the red card, you can see Fornals saying to the referee, no, don't send him off. You don't need to send him off. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't intentional. Whatever Fornals was saying. Fornals was trying to keep it at a yellow card, which, given the circumstances, I can understand. West Ham are now 3-0 up at this point on aggregate just before half-time. I can see why Fornals is saying there's no need for it, kind of thing. Then he walks him off the pitch, gives him a little peck on the forehead. 1-0 West Ham at half-time. I was happy enough with what we saw. I think we were playing okay. We weren't playing that well, but we didn't have to be. When we did the preview, you get the usual comments of you jinxing it and whatever. Because in the preview, I said Larnaca were crap last week. They were absolutely crap. I wasn't worried about them whatsoever going into tonight's game. I said it in the preview, and some people said, well, be careful. I thought, hang on a minute. As long as our attitude's okay tonight, we were going to win. And we saw it in the first half. We were okay. We weren't playing fantastic. It wasn't champagne football. I thought a couple of individual players were playing well. I thought a couple of individual players weren't playing too great. Lucas Paqueta being the main one. But we were 1-0 up, and they had 10 men at this point, but it was just at the death of the first half, he got sent off. We were 1-0, and it was just very comfortable for us. A couple of small worries. They got through our defence easy and a couple of times. Their disallowed goal. I mean, yes, it should have been disallowed. It's factual. It's offside. It's right or wrong. There's no opinion about it. But when you watch it back, Johnson and Creswell are behind our centre-backs. It's not ideal, is it? That them two are playing behind. You want it to be the other way around. You want your centre-backs to be the ones that are dropping slightly deeper. But we got away with that a little bit. Scamacca scored, also disallowed correctly for offside, but it was a nicer finish than the first one. But we were 1-0 up at half-time. Happy days. We didn't have to take long into the second half before the goal started just flying in. Jared Bowen, Scamacca hit an absolute howitzer of a shot. Keeper patted it down. Bowen gets it, puts it into, I say an empty net. It's a difficult finish, that one from Bowen, but a really good finish from him. I thought he had quite a quiet first half, actually, Bowen did, but he got his goal, and then 2 minutes later, he got another one. Superb. What a finish this one is. Ball in from Creswell. Not the best cross in the world because Bowen's got to do something incredible to score from here, but he does do something incredible to score that header from the edge of the box, sort of in front of the front post, but to loop it into the back post. Outstanding from Jared Bowen. A really, really good finish. Not somebody that's known for his ability in the air or anything like that, but I just thought that was an incredible. The more I watch it back, the more I'm impressed by that goal by Jared Bowen. But now we're, 50 minutes into the game, 3-0 up, game over. The tie was over by halftime anyway, but now it's game over. They're down to 10. Moy starts ringing the changes and takes off Bowen. He takes off Paqueta, on goes Cornet, on goes Danny Ings, but he also takes off Scamacca from Mubama. Now, I can understand the reaction. There was a part of me that thought, whoa, could we not have just left Scamacca on a little bit? He was playing well, got his goal. He looked hungry for another one. However, if he never took Scamacca off, I don't think Mubama would have come onto the pitch. I think Ings would have come on along with Cornet, and that would have been it. So do you know what I'm saying? If he didn't do that third sub of Scamacca, I don't think we'd have seen Mubama come on. Now, I know people say, yeah, but you could put Mubama on with Cornet. I get that, but he wouldn't have done. He would have put Ings on. And I get why he was putting Ings on as well, to try and get him a goal as well, get his confidence up. He's got a couple of games now where he's barely had a sniff in front of goal. And you could see Ings' frustration on a couple of occasions in that second half. There was one occasion Mubama had it, and Ings was in a far better position, but Mubama decided to go for a goal himself. It was blocked by a defender. You could see Ings' frustration. I mean, West Ham are 4-0 up at this point, and you could see him desperate to get on the ball and have an effort at goal. It's nice to see that competition and that hunger. But Mubama did get his goal, making it 4-0 in the 65th minute. Corner in from Cornet. Souček's at the back post, heads it straight into that 6-yarder. That's what you want to do. If you can't score, if a cross comes in, a corner comes in, you can't score, put it into the danger area. That's what Thomas Souček does. And it basically says to Mubama, there you go. All you have to do is just get something on it. And he just sort of back heels it into the back of the net. Mubama scores. Fantastic occasion for him because he scored earlier in the campaign, but it was obviously ruled an own goal. It was an own goal. I always call it a Mubama goal because he does all the work, but it was an own goal. This one is Mubama's goal. There's no own goal about it. It is Mubama's. Fantastic occasion for him. Fantastic occasion for the club. And then we see Ling and Potts come on as well. So 3 academy players substituted on for West Ham this evening. So all in all, a very, very successful evening. I just want to say a massive thank you to Max for this super chat. It says, congratulations on 30,000 subscribers. You really do deserve it. Yes, I don't want to make too much of a big deal about it, especially in the review. We hit 30,000 during the watch along. So thank you to everybody who watching this year's subscriber. Thank you. Massively appreciate it. If not, well, please do subscribe. But anyway, finished 4-0 West Ham. Perfect evening. Absolute perfect evening. Like I said this last week, and some people said, well, we didn't play that well, but I'm not saying we played fantastically. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's a perfect evening. David Moyes will be buzzing with that. Clean sheet. We won 4-0. Mubama's on the score sheet. Scamacca's on the score sheet. Bowen's got a couple of goals as well. No obvious injuries for West Ham. Minutes given out to players that he needs to give minutes to, such as Lanzini to Fornals, Cornet coming off the bench as well. If David Moyes could script tonight's game of football, you said to Moyes this morning, what do you want to see happen tonight? It wouldn't have been far off what we've just seen. That would have been perfect for David Moyes. I think, like I said, I think Paqueta was quite poor tonight. Actually, I was pretty disappointed by him. When the teams come out, I thought I was really looking forward to seeing him and Lanzini link up together. Now, Lanzini started left wing tonight, whereas Paqueta was playing centre midfield next to Thomas Souček. I saw it as more of a 4-2-3-1. Recently in Premier League games, we've been playing more of a 4-3-3, but tonight I saw us convert back. I thought Fornals was 100% in that number 10 role. If people saw it differently, fine, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. But Paqueta was a bit away from Lanzini. However, it doesn't really excuse it. Tonight was not a difficult night for somebody like Lucas Paqueta. When you've got the ability and talent he does, I was waiting for him to dominate the game. I was waiting for him to make it look easy out there. Lanzini made it look easy at times tonight. And I was a bit disappointed. I didn't see that from Paqueta. Not a major concern. It's just, that's what it is. It's just a disappointment. As for Scamacca, the spotlight was on him before we even kicked the ball because of all the build-up in the game. And I think he handled it really well. I think we got a good reaction from him. Got his goal. Unlucky not to get a second. Possibly deserved a second one. I thought his all-round performance was really good as well, actually. I was really pleased with what I seen from him. That's a striker that hasn't given up on West Ham. You know, there's been a lot of speculation. That's all I think it is at the minute. I haven't really subscribed to the whole Moyes and Paqueta argument thing. I don't think I think there's too many contradictory pieces of evidence. So I've not really got a conclusion on it or a strong feeling either way. But tonight, when I was watching Scamacca a lot, I want to see a striker interested, and I thought I saw that tonight. Then you see the footage of him on the substitutes bench after the game with Benrahma and Agard having a laugh and stuff. It was pleasing to see. It was reassuring to see, actually. But we've got a striker that scored tonight. Like I said, not a great goal, but it doesn't matter. Danny Ings' goal against Nottingham Forest, the second one, he shinned it in. I don't care. He's a striker. As long as it ends up in the back of the net, that's all I care about. But I was pleased with what I've seen from Scamacca tonight. My man of match, though, tonight goes to Pablo Fornals. I thought in the first half, I thought he was by far our best player. Passing, movement, very energetic. He was all over the place. He was somebody that went out there with a point to prove. And when you go from the league into the European games like this and the league's not going so well, I want to see a reaction from players. I want to see players out there that says to the manager and more importantly to the fans, actually, it says, I want to start against Southampton. I want to be in the team against Southampton. I'm up for the battle. I'm going to show you tonight that I'm up for the Premier League battle. And I saw that from Fornals in his best position. There's always been a bit of, I say that, but I don't like him as a left wing. I don't think anybody does. But as a number 10 or a number 8, I think that is his best position. And at times we see it and he looks really good. Other times we've seen him in those positions and he's faltered to deceive. But tonight I felt like he ran the show in the first half. Second half, he was, unfortunately for him, he was the one that made way for the substitutes. He obviously stayed on the pitch, but got moved out onto the right-hand side when Jared Bowen went off so we could accommodate Mubama and Danny Ings through the centre, and then went to a bit more of a 4-4-2. Got taken out the game a little bit. I think his influence died when he moved out to the right-hand side, but he didn't play badly. You know, the last minute there, the 90th minute, 4-0 up, they've passed it back to the keeper, and he's just gone on a 20-yard sprint to chase it down and stuff. And I thought, there's a guy that's unhappy with not playing. There was an interview with him. I know I'm going off here, but there was an interview with him before the game because he's now our record appearance holder in European football in the history of West Ham. And when you just listen to him, you can tell how much he cares about the club and how much he's desperate to play and wants to do well. And when I watched the interview, I thought, well, brilliant. Okay, right, this sounds good, but let's see it. You've done your talking here. It's an interview. He has to do it. But you've done the talking in the studio. Now let's do the talking on the pitch. Let's see your feet do the talking now. And I thought he'd done it tonight, actually. I thought he was really, really good. It was really, really pleasing. And when you consider that, you know, I thought Paqueta had a good game against Villa, but a lot of people didn't. He certainly had a stinker against Brighton. I don't think he's played particularly well tonight. There's got to be spaces up for grabs. There absolutely has to be spaces up for grabs in that Southampton team. And if there is, then I think Pablo Fornals has done more than his share tonight. I thought Lanzini had a good game as well, but that was expected. That was expected from him. He looked like the best player on the pitch at times. His abilities, just the way that he just oozes class is a real joy to watch. Defensively, very little to deal with. A couple of occasions in the first half. Second half, there was next to nothing. The one or two times they did get forward, it was dealt with relatively easily by the likes of Kurt Zuma. Ariola's gloves aren't even dirty tonight. But West Ham 4, Larnaca 0. Really, really pleased. Really happy. A long wait now. A long wait for our next game. I wish we weren't waiting this long, in all honesty, because after a win like that, you feel like you've got a little bit of momentum. It's like, right, when's the next one? Can we carry this into the Premier League? Well, the answer is no, because it's 17 days away. We don't play until 2 weeks on Sunday. Any momentum that we would have built from tonight is gone just through time. You know, a lot of these players are going to go away and play for the country over the next couple of weeks as well, which is good for them. But this is but the good thing is now we can enjoy the Premier League this weekend. Hopefully results go away. There's a couple of teams playing each other. That's down the bottom. We'll all have our preferences as to who's to win those. I think I don't really mind Wolves winning them. But hopefully the other teams can fail to win this weekend and give us a little bit of a boost so when we come back against Southampton, hopefully things have gone our way for a change in the Premier League, but we'll wait and see. But the draw tomorrow, 1 o'clock. So come back to this channel at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be live with Charlie to see who West Ham get in the quarterfinal, but also it's the draw for the semi-final as well. So it's back-to-back draws. So we'll find out who we play in the quarters and who we will potentially play in the semi-final should we get through against our upcoming opponents. Anyway, I'm going to disappear now. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments below. Do click a thumbs up on this if you don't mind. It does help the channel out. It takes you a few seconds. It's completely free. And also, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. If you're old around here, thank you very much. 30,000, it's a big deal for us, and we appreciate it a lot. I'll catch you tomorrow.